I'm going to transition from that because this topic is, I guess it's around. I mean, I have an article on it, and not me, but there's an article written on it, and it's called the Black Bandwagon. As we know, Nike, Walmart, Bank of America, Target, Starbucks, Google, all these companies are now jumping on the bandwagon, and they're now feeling that Black lives truly matter now. I mean, ever since that, the horrific situation with George Floyd, and they feel like now they must stand with us in solidarity. And I see that as a cop-out. I see it as a trend. It's like a tweet or an Instagram post that got a lot of traction, and it looks good. It's been circulating all around the social media, and we just getting it. It looks good. But eventually, it's going to go away, because when Nike said they're going to make Juneteenth a holiday for their employees, I laughed and chuckled at it. People were happy about it. I laughed and chuckled at it, because I tell you this: any company that's willingly, without protest, to give you something means they have more to offer.
That's deep.
How much money have we put into this company? How many Jordans have we bought? How many? Put like this: every basketball player that's ever played good had a shoe deal through Nike, almost. Some Reebok, but mostly Nike. So now, I'm not trying to be funny. I was talking about this earlier. How many white athletes do you see with shoe deals? Go ahead and name something.
The last one I remember was Peyton Manning with Reebok.
Dang.
Well, what is Peyton Manning doing right now?
He on the couch. He on the couch.
Or he's, what is it? Allstate or?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's got the insurance commercials.
Yeah.
State Farm.
Nationwide.
Right? Oh, nationwide.
So
he also do one other thing. I think he works with ESPN or something.
Okay, but everyone works with ESPN. That's like a normal go-to.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that apparel company makes the majority of their marketing through our culture. That money funnels through us. As soon as we get it, we go out. Okay, let me, and I wish I could have found that earlier, but I remember the pandemic started, and I think they started letting people out, and the Jordans came out, and they had a line around the corner when them Jordans came out, when they finally let people out from the pandemic. And I think it was Atlanta. I'm thinking it's Atlanta. If I'm wrong, I'll put the actual article in the description. But the line was around the corner, so everyone got their COVID stimulus in the Black community. I'm not saying everyone. When I say everyone, I mean everyone who participated in that. And when I spend half of it on some Jordans. Now, who does that money go to? It doesn't go to the Black community. It goes directly out of our hand to the other one. So when people say, oh, I'm getting a stimulus, the government is taking care of me. No, they're not, because they know where the money's going back. If I gave you $1 million and I said, and I know it's going to get back to me, I'm not worried about what my $1 million is going to. I'm not worried about what you do with it. It's going to come right back to me.
You just give me store credit.
That's what you might as well tell me.
I don't want no store credit.
That's what they do. They probably going to give you store credit. They might as well say, give you store credit. But I guarantee, if every Black person took their stimulus and only invested in a Black bank, took it all out, put it in a Black bank or into a Black company, they would be like, where did the money go? You get what I'm saying?
So can we talk about something, because you're making a really valid point, but it's scary. So like, I've got a bank account at a Black bank. Okay, I kept the same $150 in there for the last 2 years. I ain't do it. Like, it's almost like there are these instances where we have the opportunity to step up, invest, participate, but that little bit of programming that they left in the back of your brain says, are you sure you want to do that?
Why is that? We put like this. and this is funny to me. This is the funniest thing to me about me because I talk about financial background, psychology, and financial background. That's my background. So I think of this. We slave ourselves over and over again by doing this. The white man got us from our own country. We no longer trust him, right?
Yeah.
He give us some freedom. We still don't really trust him, but we'll go back and work for him because we got nowhere else to go. Remember, after end of slavery, we have nowhere else to go. We come back to the slave house and work.
Yeah.
We start buying our land. He puts us in jail because he don't want us to come up. We get out of jail. We go back to the white man, and we got to work some more. And it's a cycle, and there's a cycle, and there's a cycle, and cycle. So when it comes to money, we only seen the white man with money. We've only seen him successful with it. With us, we rarely see it. And nowadays, we see a lot of our community doing it, but it's always in entertainment or sports. We rarely see, and there are, I'm not gonna say there aren't, but we rarely see it. People that look like us with big, let me say, have generational wealth or have wealth that we can see them living it on. When we see Beyonce and Jay-Z, we see them rapping and singing concerts, and we think that, oh yes, this is the life I want, but they're entertainment. Take away their entertainment. Mm-hmm. Yeah, now they're doing business, but before that, Sean Carter was just a guy on, in New York getting picked on by Tupac. I mean, just think about it. Then he became big, made a lot of money. He did some dumb things, and then he did some smart things. Now he's paid. That's happened all over the world. But we forget that throughout that whole time, we trusted our Black people to help us get to that next level. You know what I'm saying? We always had our boys in our corner. Hey, make sure they don't take advantage of me. And then we get that one white manager or that one white producer when you're in the music industry, and he gives us the opportunity to make a lot more money than we ever made. And we think he's doing the best for us until years later you realize that, wait a minute, this whole time I didn't have no masters. I didn't have any control over my music. I had to make a CD every year. Now I'm just another slave to that same money that I've been doing. So continually doing it, but we never invested in our own people.
Yeah.
We never said, you know what? This corner store been here for years. This Black family been here for years. This is where I grew up around. I used to come to their store. They used to give me free candy. I'm gonna invest in this company or invest in this person and help them build this store and resurface it and everything like that. We don't do that. We hurry up and get out of the hood, talk about how great we are now. We got a nice house, everything away from us, but the people that we live around don't want us there.
Yeah.
They talk about us the whole time. You got too many cars, or you're making loud noise, even though you're not. Right. All those kind of things, but we're still trying to appease them, and we continue throwing our money in their pockets through taxes, through businesses and stuff like that. But when it comes to a Black person saying, hey, I know you made it big now. You think you can hook my brother up with a small loan, because they don't want to give me the loan. I got an 800 credit score. I just don't have the money to go down for this business. And they still don't want to give me a loan. No, man, I don't know. We can't put faith in that. We have no faith in us because we haven't seen it. We have not seen the model. We've seen the model of the rappers and the entertainers, celebrities. We've seen those models, but we haven't seen the models of just someone working hard and building a business just from the ground up. So if we started seeing more of that, then maybe we can trust more of our banks, our Black banks and stuff like that. Yeah. Because when they said my Black bank that first time, I was like, I don't know. Yeah. What if my money end up disappearing? I ain't got that much, but I'm thinking that my $2 is gonna be gone somewhere.
But it's also boring, man. Like I'm just gonna drop that little nugget in there. Like, even if there was some Black billionaire out there who ran a major financial institution, like, he ain't gonna get no airtime, right? Like, a successful Black man speaking the facts is probably the most boring thing that anybody would ever think to put on the air. Like, you trying to educate? You want to talk real dollars and cents?
Yeah.
Nah, man. We don't look. Let's put those Kardashians on, man. That's what's popping. So, like, there's a part of, I think the word I'm looking for is sacrifice. right? When you know, I know for a fact I could probably go take these dollars and go invest it somewhere and make a quick profit off somebody. I don't know who, but I probably could. But if I go put my money in locally, I'm gonna have to be a little bit more patient about it and wait and real investing, like investing in what we're talking about, also equals community building and a bit of sacrifice in terms of monetary gain.
Yeah.
In the short run.
Mm-hmm.
That's not fun, Byron.
I know it ain't fun, but guess what? Following the same rule that's been breaking our backs, and when you're 65 and you thinking that you're going to get Social Security and they tell you that, oh, Social Security is over.
Yeah.
You worked all your life and you put all this money into it and you have no retirement because you thought Social Security was for you or whatever it is, or you realize you do get Social Security and it's only $1,000 a month. Now you still broke, right? You thinking that you too old to work. You ain't got no savings. You ain't got no life insurance. You ain't got none of these things to help you, or to help you create generational wealth for your family. So now you're at that depressed age and you're just working. Now you're working at Walmart. Now you're the greeter. And I'm not trying to be funny, but but when I retire, I don't want to be working. I'm not saying I hear it all the time. Oh, I'm just working here because I have nothing else to do. I got 1,000 things to do. Netflix is full of shows I can watch all day long. Google is full of shows I can watch all day long. I would be 69 years old playing PlayStation. I'll be playing PlayStation 3 if I have to. Instead of going to somebody's job at 69 years old to deal with that crap. I mean, be realistic. Yeah. If you're going to retire, you want to retire. So why do we make up these stories in our head that we're progressing? And when we're not, because we're so used to the system saying, do it this way. Do it this way. But people like us never really truly benefit. There's maybe 1% of us do it, but there's a lot of stuff that you don't see what they have to go through. They go through those Candace Owens issues that get you there.
Don't bring her up.
And what I mean by that is you have to sacrifice that word sacrifice. You sacrifice a part of who you are.
Yeah.
Fit into their bubble just to try to get some of what they have. And you still may not even achieve it. And they still won't look at you as the N-word. So why not decide, you know what? And especially now, what COVID has taught me, because on March, I had everything planned. I think Dante knew this too. I was launching my full business, my life coaching and financial coaching, everything business fully. I had all the marketing set up. All I had to do was push the button. All my posts and everything was set up already, and COVID hit. I'm thankful that God showed me that COVID was going to hit, because I heard about it a little bit later. I said, this stuff is going to get bad. And it hit right before I hit the button, because I would have lost so much money, because I was putting all my money into marketing for that. And it was for Black people. It was for minorities to teach them how to be financially successful when they're still broke. You know what I'm saying? But if I would have put all my money into that, I would have lost my money, been depressed, going to work again outside of my house, dealing with COVID situations, and still possibility of losing my house because I don't have any income. But because I didn't do that, and I trusted the system of the Black system that I'm working with now as my mortgages, I'm able to just continue working from my house. I don't do my business as much, but I still do it, but I do it on a case-by-case business. So now I can make more than I would have made before, because I was spending more out trying to advertise it. Now I'm just talking about it in casual conversations. So now I save myself a bunch of money. But imagine me doing it the way that I was taught. So imagine me doing it the way I was taught. I would have pulled the trigger and did it. And then I would have been out thousands of dollars for advertising for something that wouldn't have did anything, because we're still in the middle of a pandemic and people still broke. And no one has money to spend on me to show them how to make money or to show them how to save money. So you get what I'm saying? So now we have to focus our energy on refocusing our finances towards people that may have an ideal of how to get out of this. Because keep in mind this, Black people are very resourceful. When you pour, pork and beans and weenies can stretch. Noodles can stretch. But when you've had too much or you had a lot of money and you go poor, you panic. You start doing things that panic. We're used to this. This society right now is our breeding ground to grow businesses. So when I see Black businesses are starting to just evolve and grow bigger and do that, I want to pour my money all into it. But I also want to save it too. So it's like I'm at that point where I don't know if I want to spend money or I want to keep money. But you understand what I'm saying? It's like we're sacrificing right now to build up other people's businesses, other people's lives. I think the greatest thing that we have the ability to do in America or in human life is to help others. And that's my biggest thing is like, if I can help somebody do something, whether I get immediate result out of it, I'll still feel good about it. And I'd rather feel good that I'm helping somebody than feel bad and doing, investing money in someone and like, oh man, I don't know if this money gonna make it. Because I invested in Tesla. I invested in Ericsson. They make 5G stuff. I invested in those companies. I don't feel good about it because some days they're good, some days they're bad, But I don't make enough to stop working. Right. So why not just continue to build my business or help someone else build their business and make that my focal point? My focal point now, Dante. I want to help him build his business. You get what I'm saying? Those kind of things. So we have the ability to sacrifice. We just choose to sacrifice on the things we want, because if we want some J's, we gonna sacrifice some J's.
No value coming back.
Exactly.
Nah, everything else gonna get sacrificed to get it.
Yep.
Or the iPhone, or the
I
new
ain't paying
iPhone.
that rent today, boy.
Yeah. The new iPhone,
Okay.
which is the same as the old iPhone, but it's just a new looking iPhone. But you don't sacrifice all your money for the new iPhone.
So what you're saying is I should be supporting Ray J and his Raycons. So that's where I should be putting my. That's where I should be putting my money. Raycons.
If you need those, if you don't need them, then don't. Because like I thought about it, but I don't like that stuff in my ear like that. So, but you can look at his model. Look at his business model. What he did. Ray J wasn't the greatest hits person. I mean, his song all right, but what he did with the little bit of money he got.
Yeah.
And it's from acting and stuff like that, he invested it and made more. A lot of people did that, get in the game.
He's foolish, but he got some wisdom in there. He did something good with it.
I mean, yeah, well.
He got it from Kim K, baby.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
You know what? I don't like Kim K.
She's sharp, though. She's sharp.
But when it comes to marketing, all I can say is this, and I don't ever want to bring this up on the show, the Lil and Jada situation.
Oh, God.
I gotta talk about that.
I purposely avoided talking about it, but I just want to say this. I believe, and this is just my viewpoint, and I don't care if you don't like it, that they're taking cues from the Kardashians.
And I'm going
to tell you this. Drama breeds nothing but money.
Oh, yeah.
Everything with controversy breeds money.
Yep.
Think about Jay-Z and Beyonce. Lemonade.
Yeah.
How do you pull yourself from an industry that has you by the hands and your feet and make a CD, bring it out without telling anybody, and still sell more than anybody else? Because you got drama in the beginning. People looking for it. They want to hear about what's going on. That's what they do.
Love drama.
So, who's a good example of that? I don't care for him a whole lot, but I think he is a model for Black success in his own way. Kevin Hart. He gets on my nerves sometimes.
Oh, he gets on lots of nerves.
But I do feel like the way he's choosing to run his business and build his business and do things for himself instead of following other people's verticals.
Yeah.
It's inspiring. It is inspiring.
He's hungry.
Yeah.
He's hungry. He's hungrier than a lot of other comedians are. And I watch a lot of comedians, especially like they're outside of their regular roles and just they're talking about and they always talk about how Kevin Hart had writers would come and sit at their shows and write jokes and stuff like that and pick up stuff. People have implants, you know, copying some of the information. What's wrong with that? That's business.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you always look at your competition.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's business. And at first I was like, man, Eddie Murphy didn't do that. You know, that's my man. You know, Eddie Murphy didn't do that. Richard Pryor didn't do that. But I thought about it. Well, had they done that, where would they be? You know, how far along would they be? You know, I mean, Kevin Hart did so many movies.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, they're not like great roles, but I mean,
come on, they terrible movies. Let's be real, but they're entertaining.
Not all of his movie.
They're entertaining. He's not going to win any Oscars.
Nope.
Okay, no. Right. He wants to make stuff that people like and people enjoy, and he's doing that. He's
no Denzel.
Right.
Well, Brian,
Denzel, we probably just wrote Denzel up right now.
I think it's funny, just like, you know, going through and as you guys are talking, you know, just running things through my brain. What's sad to see is when you realize how many athletes go bankrupt.
Oh.
And when you talk about, you know, generational wealth, they have the ability for that generational wealth, but they got the people in their ear that don't have their best interest. And when that happens, I think the one that struck me the most was like Adrian Peterson. And when I heard, I'm like, what? Like,
wow,
you know, but they actually went into it and talked about he made a lot of bad business moves. And it's like everybody wants that dollar today and not thinking about that dollar tomorrow. And it's harder for me to think about that. And maybe I'm not in that athlete status of a professional athlete or somebody who has big money. But that's when I think you have way more ability to wait on your money to invest in a proper thing and get something on the back end because you're making that money right now. So yeah, it's nice to say, okay, I made an extra 10 million this year, but wouldn't it be nice when my career is over, I made an extra 10 million in that year?
Yeah.
And the year after that.
Well, I mean, look at Jordan.
Exactly. It's so crazy. And then I look at LeBron James and how amazing he is, in my opinion, as a human being. You got a dude that never went to college, came straight from high school, had all this pressure on his shoulders. And when a lot of people would, what we call bandwagoning, could have bandwagoned with him, he said, hey, listen, y'all my boys, but nah, we ain't going to do that. I'm going to empower you to go out and find your specialty. I'll help you with it. But now all his friends get to go out and they get to do it. And then what happens to him? What happens to LeBron? They get called a posse. Nah. He's a business mogul. He's worried about money later on in life. He's not just worried about, oh, I'm an NBA player, I got this ability, da-da-da. No. He wants to make an impact after. He wants to create that generational wealth. And I think that's like the model that I wish athletes had. I remember reading Antoine Jamison, bunch of other guys made $100-some million playing basketball, and you got nothing to show for it. And that's where I think it's wrong. It's hard to see. Again, I'm not in that position. I don't know what it's like to have that. I don't know what it's like to have people tugging at my coattails, asking me for this, that, and the other. But at the end of the day, that's what you should have a team around you for. And like what you're saying, you know, when we have Black businesses and we can fund them, we can help them, we can assist them, we can uplift them. I have a cousin who owned a franchise, got another franchise, ended up being the first African-American woman to have that franchise or have a franchise in an airport when nobody said that you could do it, but that's because she took the proper steps. It took time. It took some failures. It took some struggles, but people don't like the struggle.
Yeah.
People don't like to struggle. It's a hard thing to do. We like to, it's instant gratification. We all want that instant gratification. If I throw money here, I want to see it come back to me right away. Instead of saying, okay, I'm going to throw money here and I'm going to wait for that thing to come in.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be okay with it. But we don't do that. Companies like Nike, like you were saying with the bandwagoning, it's crazy to see how these companies do, because I think they're getting smarter. Because before, you probably wouldn't see them step up. But now they're like, whoa, like my bottom line might really be, this isn't a small issue now. This isn't something that we can poo-poo anymore. No. We need to do something. We need to say something, because the amount of people that I would lose by not saying anything, by not jumping on. But you're right, like anything. I always tell people in work and in whatever you do, for the most part, a manager can come and tell you to make this change, right? And you're all freaking out about this change. Give it about a month. I guarantee it'll probably be lax after that. That's exactly what these businesses, that's exactly what the bandwagoning is. Okay, it's a hot topic right now, but as soon as it starts to cool off, okay, yeah, we'll slide on out. But right now it's hot. So that's what's so frustrating about the bandwagoning, because it gives that false sense of, we believe in you, we're with you, we're part of you, when no, you're just worried about your bottom line. But we don't see that. Now, listen, I'm not going to sit here and say that it shouldn't be appreciated, the money and resources that they are putting into it, because even though it's not done under the right pretense, listen, that's still helping out Black-owned businesses, Black communities. It's still doing that. So yeah, thank you, hand clap for that. But at the end of the day, we know that is backhanded, and that's what gets frustrating. It's like, yeah, thank you, but backhand, because I'm gonna slide on out, like I said, whenever it's time for us to go. So, you know, to go off of the Black bandwagoning, it gets so frustrating because they can get away with it, because again, that topic is hot, and once that topic cools off, you don't have to worry about it. And all those customers, the white customers that you may have lost, oh no, they'll be back. But what you need that African American culture to come in, because we want to buy, we want to stay fly, we got a certain style. That's what it is. To maybe not go off topic, but Nelly went Air Force Ones. Air Force Ones was like what, $20, $30?
Yeah.
He come out with a song, Air Force Ones. What? Money gone up. Go ahead, Dante, if you got something.
Oh no, I was just saying that it went up, and it's still up. And every time we used to try to sell them at finish line, sold out.
And how great a shoe are they?
I don't like them. I think they're ugly.
So
can't stand them. Can't stand them. But that came from an African American promoting it. Same thing with clothing line. You know, it's like as soon as we co-sign something, Jordan co-signed on Nike, Nike's went up. Nike wasn't even Nike when they offered Jordan. Jordan didn't even want them, but they gave him a deal he couldn't refuse. And now look at where we at now. So it's just amazing to see how Black culture has done that. Like you said, what white person has their own shoe? Where? We don't see it. Ain't nobody rushing out, standing in line for a couple hours for a pair of
Steve Nash's. Nah.
But yeah, like I said, I just wanted to add that. If Dante, if you have anything to close it out, go ahead.
Nah, I think Ari had something.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to say it real different, but it's, I think, right in line with what you were saying. It's a race issue for us, and only us. It's a money issue for them. We keep looking at corporations like they're people. They are not people. They are things that are motivated by just this. They're in it to make money. So when you try to put human values on a machine that's only there to make money, you're destined for failure. because they're not going to ride with you in friendship and in loyalty and in bonds and in connection. They like, look, while money's good, we good.
Yep.
You know? And that's the thing. I wish we would stop looking at them like, oh, like, and yeah, and look, I work for a company right now that is doing the block bandwagoning, right? They just woke up a couple months back, found out, yep, we care about Black people. And they and I'm telling you, you know, Jarrell, they did a lot of things, right? I mean, more stuff that I've ever seen in my professional career about what they were, the kind of stuff they wanted to put out there. They wanted to really show we doing it, we care. And it was positive for me because I came from a place of the exact opposite, but I will never forget. It's a financial transaction for them. And I'm not trying to Debbie Down them, because if I was the CEO and I had the option between going bankrupt or getting on this issue, I'm jumping on it.
Yeah.
Right? I just think never lose the vision that it's a financial transaction for them at the end of the day. And, you know, how many people are going to go lose their job to do the right thing? Because we've been doing the wrong stuff for that cheddar for a long time. That's colorblind. Sacrificing your values for money.
Yeah.
Listen, if they want to make a financial transaction, send them my way.
That's what I'm saying, right? I just heard North Carolina, they approved reparations in Nashville. You heard about that?
Like I said, if they are willing to do something, there's more to offer.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
The agenda has to be where they push back. If they don't push back, then that tells you that there is more on the table. They offered, well, we'll leave that for deep third about Dak. But you know what I'm talking about as far as ball players. They want a certain number. If they quickly go and say, yeah, we can do that, you already know. They value you more. Go ahead and ask for more. You know. So the same thing for us. We should ask for things. I think in the sense of politically, we got out of the habit of wanting to ask for things because we felt the person who was in there gave us a story or an idea that they were for us. So we accepted that information and said, they're going to do things for us. They're going to help us out. So we accepted it and let it go. We don't push anything else. Whereas other communities continue to push. I don't want just the bare minimum. I want full equality. I want that. But when it comes to resources, flood me. Business loans, lower interest housing loans in certain areas, fix up my area. Why does my yard or my area of the neighborhoods look different from the areas of yours? Why do I have trash? Why do y'all pick up the trash on theirs and cut their yard every week, but my area, you cut it every month? Is it because of your taxes you're paying, you're saying? It's because, they pay more tax dollars? Well, whose fault is that?
Mm-hmm.
That has nothing to do with it.
You did that.
You set that up.
Yeah.
So those kind of things are always they're always going to be an issue with the bandwagon. But today, our what's going on today is gonna breed where we go at next. It's because all those people that are hanging on the back of us right now, when they start falling off, you're gonna know who's with you and who's not. And if you don't look back and say, "Oh, y'all ain't with us no more," that's on you. If you continue to invest in these companies, you can't, and they treat you like nothing.
Yep.
H&M was never been a company for us, so why are you surprised when they do stuff that are that are heinous to us? They were never a company for us. If the Banana Republic came out and had something that was racist, I wouldn't take any offense of it because I'm thinking, okay, I never bought Banana Republic in my life, so it doesn't matter. That's not a company I would go buy clothes from. Not saying nothing wrong with them. I'm just saying me.
Already knew it.
Yeah.
Jarrell said something to me the other day, just as yesterday actually, that I thought this is a big struggle, I think. So he was talking about athletes going to HCBUs when they could probably go to another university and probably set up for a big payday. And, you know, how do we incentivize people to change that kind of mentality? Right? I mean, that's asking a lot of a person to sacrifice
Good question.
tens of millions of dollars potentially, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, sometimes that's where I get locked up at, is because we do expect other people, whether they want to be leaders or not, like take, you know, your Jay-Z's or Beyonce's, whomever, whether they want to be leaders or not, but I think they should be doing more. And maybe they are, and I don't see everything. But at the end of the day, they are just a person, right?
Yeah.
Entitled to, you know, make their cheddar how they want to.
Yeah. But
That's why I struggle.